let's get that Nissan GTR that I've always wanted. What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. You join me from the passenger seat of the Mercedes because we're going to look at another new car. So I don't know if anybody has seen the series. I've took the videos down because there was too long of a gap before we continue this on, but I had a series called £500 Cars GTR, and basically with the Golf taking an unexpected delay with the engine swap as it has done, I'm going to restart this series now. So we're just driving to this new car and I'll catch up with you once we're there. Just a quick reminder that if you're not subscribed, please drop a subscribe. It really helps the channel. 95% of people watching aren't currently subscribed, and it really helps push the videos and just helps me bring out more and more content as we go. Hope you enjoyed the video. So I've always wanted this car right here, a Nissan GTR R35. It's always been a car that I've loved just for as long as I can remember. I think they look incredible, they sound amazing, obviously they're fast, and I thought, let's figure out a way to do it. So we used to do a series called £500 Cars GTR. Kind of fell off a little bit, didn't have everything in the right place at the time, but now I'm ready to start again, and we have a car to re-kickstart this series. Okay, it's a little bit more than £500, but basically what I'm going to do is, the car I've paid for already, going to have around a £500 budget, then each time we've got to try and stay within that budget to progress to the next car. So let me show you what car we have picked up to kick off this series. That's right, it is a 1999 Honda Civic Coupe EJ6 1.6 LSI. So it's got the 1.6, I believe it's non-VTEC engine in it. These cars are pretty rare, okay? So when I saw this one come up for sale on Facebook Marketplace a few weeks ago, I thought, right, do you know what, let's go have a look. And do you know what, I bought it. I paid a grand total of £650 for the car. So you might be thinking £500, that makes sense. The title just works. I tried to get it for £5, did not work. So slightly over budget already, but it's pretty clean underneath. Let's have a quick look at what it needs, and in this video we're going to give it a good old clean and see what paintwork we don't need to touch. As you saw from those little cinematics, the back end of this vehicle hasn't had fun and it does need some attention. So let's have a quick look around the car, let's go over some facts, let's have a look around it and see what we really need to do on this car. So the reason why we're looking straight underneath the bottom of it, because if anybody's familiar with these cars, we know that they like to rust. So let's have a look and let's make a list of everything that needs doing for this car. And just remember, this is a series where we're not focusing on modifying unless it makes sense to. For example, if we get a car that's got like 4 broken springs and we can put lowering springs on it for the same price that we could put like a set of standard springs on it, for example, then we'll do that. But this series isn't to focus on modifying. This series is turning a profit to get us one step closer to that Nissan GTR. So here we are now. Let's have a look underneath it so you guys can see the condition of this car. Right, if we start right at the front of the vehicle, we got the engine. which looks fairly okay. Arms and bushes, so like these anti-roll bar bushes, they look okay. Coming in here, these bushes in here look okay, but then we come to the ball joints and they're not as happy. They're a little bit cracked. Exhaust is not happy, but it could be worse. But ultimately, not too bad. That subframe looks in very good condition. But I think the exhaust is one of the unhappy bits. But this floor pan, but I'm sure all this usually rusts. Alright, can I show you in here? Can you see that? It is very, very tidy. But there is a point where that changes. We've got a small hole in the exhaust here. I don't know if I'll be able to weld that shut. But speaking of welding, we have 1, 2, 3 holes on the left. And then on the right, we have one big hole, another small hole, and another hole. And that is literally it. But when you look underneath, we are sound. So we need a small patch of welding. Have I ever welded? Not really. I don't know if I'm any good at it, but we're here to learn and try new things. This trailing arm, you see that right there? See how I get torch in there like that? Yeah, so we need a new trailing arm. So that is a start. We need a trailing arm. The bushes are absolutely done. And one more thing I did notice is this rear crash bar. I have no idea how this rear crash bar is in this condition. And then the chassis round next to it is fine. So we need a crash bar, a trailing arm, some welding, exhaust. That is all I can get from the bottom right now, and maybe some suspension components. Let's take a look under the bonnet, as this is where most people are interested. Wow, would you look at that? So this is I believe a D16 engine, 1.6, no VTEC. 1.6, no VTEC, ultimately very clean car. The car has got 130,000 miles on it, which isn't actually that much for the age of the car, considering it's what now, 26 years old. But we don't really need to do a lot in here. Obviously we will do a service, including the oil, spark plugs, so on and so forth. But other than that, everything looks pretty good. It has had a K&N. The guy before me was a slightly older fella, really into his cars, only selling it because he had other projects going on, and this one fell to basically the back of the pile, and he thought it's time to go. But I've got stacks of receipts for stuff like new distributor caps, all this sort of random stuff I got. But let's start her up so you can hear what she's like idling. And while we're in here, we might as well take a look at the interior. It's pretty grimy. It needs a good clean. But ultimately, it's alright. That head unit is horrible. Everything seems to work. It's got aircon, but I don't think the aircon works, so that's unfortunate. But ultimately, it's not a bad, actually looking interior. And these seats, they're actually very, very comfortable seats. There's a big glove box But yeah, so the interior is alright, just a bit of a clean and we'll be good to go. And the most awesome thing about this, it's got a sunroof that works. Would you look at that? I couldn't believe it. And how clean the rails look. So now let's talk about the obvious. This paintwork. Lacquers peeling. I don't know what's happened here. These are like loads and loads of little stone chips, so I don't really know how that's happened, but not overall in bad condition. But I've always wanted to try and paint something, so I'm thinking paint the bumper, paint the boot lid, paint the quarter panel, the whole quarter panel. I'm going to clean the rest of the car in this video, and then let's make a list, and then going forward we can see what we really need to do. So let's get this off the ramp and let's get it over there ready for clean. There's the Golf. Here she is. I'm now going to give this car a quick clean. I can't wait to see if those wheels come up. The wheels don't actually look overall curved, they just look like they haven't been cleaned in like a lifetime. So let's give it a clean, let's make a list, and then we know where we're going from here. So I've just sprayed the car with TFR, and you know what's the most annoying about this paint? Usually they say when it's wet, that's what you'll get when it's like polished up, and all of this will probably polish up quite nicely if I can get rid of the lacquer peel. But it's just all these little speckles all the way along the boot. I have no idea how they even got there really, but that's not the end of the world. But I want to just show this wheel before and after. After that, we're going to snow foam it. We're going to just give it a quick wash over the brush, and then we will make that list. Do you know what, with this car, I've just put TFR on it, and I've just washed it off. If you're a detailer or a valeter, please don't come at me. It's not come up too bad, and can you see that wheel? Really not bad. If I actually took some time to come in here and agitate all of this, or even the brush, look at that, that will all come off. So this wheel actually might be savable. So I'm going to put that in another load of TFR, and then I'm going to snow foam it, then I'm going to brush it, and then we're going to be laughing. But it doesn't look too bad. We got a lot of moss off of a lot of places, like in here. That was all mossy. Didn't even rinse the back off yet, but actually hasn't come up too bad whatsoever. Look at the rear wheels. Apart from the centre caps, they are in really good condition. So not too bad. The headlights need a polish. They come up really nice when they're wet, but when they're not wet, they go a bit dull. Look how good this car looks just from one small half an hour clean. Do you know what? I really like these cars. So let's come over here and let's make a list. Here we are. So let's go. If I get my magical list on my phone that we made for the Golf the other day, I can then make another one. Alright, let's label it Civic to-do list. Right, on here we're going to put everything. So the car, £600, okay? We need the rear trailing arm, welding. What else? There wasn't really that much to do. Paint. I haven't really found it. I'm going to put suspension, but I'm going to put a question mark because I still don't know all the bits of suspension that need to be done. So we'll get back on the ramp and we'll definitely have another look at that. Interior clean. Oh. I just discovered the driver's window is not working. Driver's window not opening. Budget £500. Let's see if we can do that. I think that's going to be a bit of a push. So this first car might have to have like a little bit extra, but we're still going to try and make this a challenge. So now we have the baseline for what we need for the Civic. I'm going to end that video here. That was an reintroduction to the series, figuring out what we need to do on the Civic. I can see it just over there, so I'll keep looking. But what we're going to do is we're going to swap, trade and sell and buy our way up to a GTR. I'm always going to try and do swaps because that makes it a little bit more interesting, but ultimately the end goal is a GTR. I'm going to try and put out one of these episodes one every week or every 2 weeks. Obviously it's part dependent, it's car selling dependent, it's swapping dependent, so I can't guarantee that. But hopefully once a week or once every couple of weeks, one of these videos will be coming out. So for now, if you're excited to see this build and you want to see us get all the way up to the Nissan GTR, drop us a follow, subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you think of the car that we're starting off with. Do you think we're going to get there? Do you like these cars? Do you want this car when it's done? Just let me know and I will catch you on the next video.